All right, let's just get right into it. How many times have you looked at that absolute mountain of a syllabus in front of you and thought, man, going from absolute zero to an all-India rank 1 is completely impossible? Look, it's a super common feeling, especially when the school year is already rolling. But based on our source material, achieving that top rank isn't about just working yourself into the ground. It's actually about having a highly mathematical, data-backed blueprint. And that is exactly what we're going to unpack in this explainer today. We are breaking down a precise roadmap, starting right now in August all the way to the board exams. This isn't your standard, run-of-the-mill advice. It's a structural game plan designed to totally shift how you approach studying.
And this directly attacks the biggest mental hurdle most students face. You are not below average. You just never followed a system. Seriously, I want to say that again because it is absolutely crucial. Having backlogs, falling behind, or bombing a few early tests does not mean you're not smart enough. It simply means your previous plan was broken. Or, let's be real, maybe you didn't even have a plan. The source material takes a firm but really encouraging tone here. Those backlogs, they're just symptoms of a broken system, and we are going to fix that system.
So here is exactly how we're going to tackle this journey. First, we'll lock in the right mindset. Second, the subject-wise success blueprint. Third, the monthly master plan. And finally, a zero-stress daily routine you can literally start today.
Okay, part 1, the right mindset. We've got 3 golden rules for success here.
Because let's be real, without the right psychological foundation, even the greatest study timetable in the world is going to completely fall apart in a week. So, rule number 1, forget the past. It honestly does not matter what happened in June or July. Your marks back then do not define your board results. Today is day 1. Rule number 2, and listen very closely to this one. Separate your backlog time. Do not pause your current school or coaching syllabus to play catch-up. If you hit pause on what's happening right now, you're just going to create a brand new backlog. Stick with the current topics and we will carve out dedicated time for the old stuff later. And rule 3, NCERT is gold. You absolutely do not need to hoard 10 different heavy reference books to get AIR1. The formula is beautifully simple. NCERT plus previous year questions plus competency-based questions. Boom. That's it.
Moving on to part 2, the subject-wise success blueprint. Let's talk about how to actually score full marks in every single subject. Now that our mindset is locked in, we can get granular. Let's start with science. There is a massive trap here that the source warns about, and it's called passive reading. Just running your eyes over textbook pages? Yeah, that's not actually studying. You have to switch to active reading. Treat every single paragraph like it's a potential exam question. Ask yourself, what are they actually trying to test me on right here? And watch out for the notes trap. Do not write down every single detail. Keep your notes incredibly short. We're talking just the essential formulas, chemical reactions, and key diagrams. Once you've got that, test yourself. Try the in-text questions with the book open, and then, crucially, try them without looking. If you can solve them without peeking, your concept is genuinely clear.
But for those self-tests to actually mean anything, you need the right resources. The source specifically points out that your practice material absolutely must have a strict CBSE focus and be loaded with competency-based questions. If your current setup doesn't have this, they highly recommend looking into something like the MTG 100% book. It's a great option because it packs in chapter-wise theory, concept maps for easy revision, and those exact competency questions you're going to face on exam day.
Next up is math. And look, this perfectly shows the kind of discipline math requires. It is not a weekend hobby, okay? It's a daily commitment. You need to carve out 1 to 1.5 hours for it every single day. Zero excuses. And you can't just jump around solving random problems. You've got to follow this strict 4-step sequence for every chapter. Step 1, nail down the concepts and formulas. Step 2, work through the NCERT examples. Step 3, hit the NCERT exercises. And finally, Step 4, tackle the previous year questions, the PYQs. Honestly, so many students tank their math scores simply because they skip these steps or scramble the order. To keep all that math practice totally stress-free, you need a dedicated formula notebook. Keep it lean, just 1 or 2 pages per chapter containing all the crucial formulas and key theorems. And here's the trick. When you sit down to practice, keep that notebook wide open right next to you. Glance at it while you work. By doing this regularly, you're naturally building up muscle memory so you can easily recall them during the boards without any anxiety.
All right, let's talk social science and languages. For SST, please stop rote memorizing. Just stop. Use the story approach. Treat history and civics like you're reading a really intense novel. Once you get the narrative, you can easily write the answers in your own words. But remember, presentation is everything. Always write your answers in clear bullet points and highlight the main keywords so the examiner instantly sees your structure. And whatever you do not sleep on Hindi and English. These are literally your ultimate score boosters. Don't leave them for the night before the exam. The source recommends just 1 hour, 2 days a week. Listen to chapter summaries, polish your grammar rules, and perfect those letter formats. It is a tiny time investment for a massive bump in your overall percentage.
Okay, part 3. The monthly master plan. This is all about pacing yourself from August right up to the boards.
Let's zoom out for a second so you don't burn out. This timeline is basically your holy grail. In fact, the source suggests pasting something like this right above your study desk. From August to mid-November, that's your heavy lifting phase. The goal is knocking out 80% of your current syllabus while simultaneously chipping away at those backlogs. And you've got to revise as you go. Otherwise, by November, your own notes will literally look like an alien language. Then, from mid-November through December, we shift gears. It is all about revision and solving complete PYQs, specifically focusing on the 2024 and 2025 trends. January, that is game time. You'll sit down with a timer and crush 15 to 20 full-length 3-hour mock tests. That builds your exam stamina. Finally, February is for rapid revision. And the absolute golden rule for February, no new books. Seriously, stick purely to your short notes, your formula book, and high-weightage topics.
And finally, part 4. The zero-stress daily routine. This is exactly what you need to do starting today. We've got the macro plan, but how do we actually pull it off day to day? The key here is sustainability. You don't need to suddenly study 10 hours a day. That just leads to a massive crash. All it takes is 3 hours of focused self-study daily, Monday through Saturday. Here is the breakdown. 1 hour for math, 1 hour for science, just 30 minutes for social science, and a dedicated 30 minutes solely for clearing backlogs. That is it. Half an hour a day keeps your current classes moving while slowly melting away the past stuff. It is completely 100% zero stress.
Now, you might be wondering, what about the languages and the rest of those stubborn backlogs? Well, that is where your weekend strategy kicks in. Sunday is your secret weapon. You're going to dedicate 3 to 4 hours on Sunday entirely to aggressively wiping out those backlogs. It's your ultimate catch-up day. And as for those score boosters, Hindi and English, just use Saturdays and Sundays to easily squeeze in that 1 hour per subject. This routine ensures everything is covered, nothing feels rushed, and most importantly, you keep your sanity.
So, we've gone through the mindset, the subject blueprints, the yearly timeline, and a highly manageable daily routine. The exact mathematical roadmap to go from absolute zero to AIR1 is right here. But look, a system only works if you actually use it. The past is gone. Today is day one. If you can master this system right now for your board exams, just imagine what other massive goals you can crush in life with the right blueprint. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to start day one right now? Let us know down in the comments. All right, time to close this explainer, open those books, and let's get to work.